of the October 19th, 2017 City of Ann Arbor Building Board of Appeals. Roll call.
Paul Darling,
Here.
Robert Hart,
Here.
David Arnsdorf,
Here.
Gordon Berry, Hugh Flack Jr.,
Here.
and Chair Kenneth Winters is absent. Roll call is complete.
Okay. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Any modifications to the agenda? Have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move we approve the agenda.
Second. Those in favor? Aye. Agenda is approved. Approval of minutes. We have minutes from the August 17th, 2017 meeting. Any comments on those? If not, we have a motion to approve them.
I move we approve.
Second. Those in favor? Aye. Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is public commentary general. Anyone here from the public? Seeing no one, I'll close that session. And next item is appeals, actions, show cause hearings. We have a new appeal, BBA 17007 at 228 Packard Road, variance hearing for October 19, 2017. Anyone here to speak on that appeal? Come up and state your name and sign in and tell us a little bit about your appeal.
Sure. Hello, my name is Jason Hill. I'm the owner of 228 Packard. We have a renovated house where we originally had a flood from the third story and rebuilt the entire house pretty much from the inside out. And our staircase is 8.5 inches. Going up to the third story, we have 2 net new bedrooms, and it was a finished attic when we purchased the house. We have created 2 new bedrooms in that attic space, and our staircase is 8.5 inch on the tread length. And we would like to have a variance in order to make those net new bedrooms legal bedrooms with the existing staircase.
Okay, thank you. Any, I guess next item is staff report.
Okay, I can give you some background and then the staff discussion and comments. The house at 228 Packard Street was built in 1908. The stairs leading from the second floor to the third floor appear to be of original construction. On initial inspection of 7/24/2014, the stairs were cited due to an 8-inch tread depth and inadequate ceiling height of the stairs. The third floor was one open space with a bathroom. The applicant has requested an appeal for the stairway tread from the second floor to the third floor to be allowed to remain at 8 inches as opposed to 9 inches as required in the house that was originally constructed over 100 years ago. The original construction on the third floor consisted of a bathroom and a recreation area. The staircase is of original construction, but during the renovation of the third floor, the ceiling height was corrected above the staircase and bathroom relocated. No changes were implemented to the staircase rise and run. The owner of the residence located at 228 Packard Street, Ann Arbor, Michigan, requested variance stairs to the third floor. The variance from R311.7.4.2, the tread shall not be less than 9 inches deep. Inspection found that the tread depths are only 8 inches. The staff discussion and comments. A building permit and renovation took place under the 2009 Michigan Residential Code. The construction in the code year would require a 9-inch tread run, section R311.7.4.2, but the stairs were not touched and there was an existing habitable use of the third floor level. Under existing buildings and structures in Appendix J of the MRC 2009 code, the stair requirements are silent. With the third floor already in use, no change of occupancies, and the stairway not being considered dangerous, the building department would not have an objection to this approval.
Okay, thank you for your report. Any discussions or questions from the board?
Yes. This originally came up under the housing department or the housing building code?
That is correct.
And is there a reason why it got referred to us?
I shifted to the building board because it is a staircase that really, the code is consistent, especially when it comes to existing building codes and how that would relate in. I don't believe it was proper to put it in front of the housing board, which has different requirements. This was all constructed, it was approved, and it was, actually not realized that the stairs were only 8 inches. So that's why this gentleman is here at this point. And I felt it was more appropriate to bring it to this board, who can approve that alteration or non-alteration because it's existing.
Okay. So this was constructed when?
The house or the renovation?
The renovation.
Renovation was over the past 2 years. We originally purchased the house in 2015, did work on it, and we had a pipe burst in the winter of 2016, and then began renovation of the complete interior of the house in the fall of 2016. And we just completed it in the summer of 2017.
Okay. So why is this under the 2009 code?
I believe the permit was a 2009 code year. We skipped in the residential code, we skipped the 2012, and it was a 2009. We went right from 2009 to 2015, and that was after the issuance of this permit.
Okay.
Okay, that helps explain that, yeah.
Mhm. Just a couple of quick questions on the third floor. Do both bedrooms have legal egress windows?
Yes, they do.
And can you talk to, on the plan, there's something in the living room that looks like a kitchen, a kitchenette?
That was not installed. That was originally done in the conceptual drawings, but we did not go forward with doing that. There is only 2 bedrooms and a bathroom and the open common space in the middle.
Okay.
The rest of it's consistent, though, with what's built? The rest of the plan, the bedroom and the bathroom?
Yes.
Are pretty consistent?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have smoke detectors
Yes.
installed? Okay, so not to belabor this too much, but the part that wasn't installed, was the plumbing and the electrical roughed in for the future?
All the electrical and plumbing were brand new and permitted for the rebuild of the
Yeah,
house.
I think he's asking for that kitchenette that's showing up in that living
Oh,
room.
nothing was
it
roughed in
plumbed
for that, no.
Nothing roughed in?
No.
Okay.
So there's no plan for putting that in?
No, there's no plan right now, no.
Okay.
The plumbing was the difficulty getting it there.
Okay. So, just 2 more quick questions. Is the existing tread 8 inches or 8.5 inches?
I believed it to be 8.5. The photos that we provided showed 8.5. I'm not sure what 8, was it remeasured at 8?
My inspectors indicate on their inspection violation list would be, it's at 8 inches, not 8.5.
And your board there goes from nosing to nosing, is that what the pieces to make sure we don't go past?
Yes, from
the-
nose to nose, yep.
Yeah.
Actually, it was over 9, I believe, from
Yeah.
back of the tread,
Uh-huh.
or from riser to nose.
There's usually an inch and a quarter behind the nosing to the back side of the staircase, generally.
So this was picked up as part of a final building inspection?
The final passed,
The final,
yes.
okay.
And there was, at the beginning of the build, there was no bedrooms in existence on that 3rd story.
Okay. Last question for me is the headroom issue still an issue?
No. We put in a dormer above the staircase, which resolves that.
Okay, the section shows the landing overhanging the stair, and it says 6'3" 3/16".
At which part? Oh, if the staircase was potentially moved, there would potentially be headroom issue with the opening of the stair. In its current state, I do not believe that I believe that it meets code in its current state.
Okay. I mean,
It's open on the plan there. So that's kind of, it looks like there is nothing. Here's the platform. But I think,
well, this point here,
yeah,
that point there is
should be
somewhere around
there.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, looks like it.
is there
That might be a mismeasurement.
Is there a headroom issue or not?
There is not.
There's not.
No.
Just a tread.
It's just a tread. Okay.
Is there a concern, is the carpeting on the stairs new, or is that?
Yes, it's brand new.
predate? Does you have the sense that makes it more slippery, or does that impact, you know?
I would
versus
think
natural
it makes it
Yeah.
just a little bit softer in order, to gain footing instead of having
Normal padding.
Actually, it was linoleum before, so that was a
Okay.
little bit more slippery, if you would.
And what's the lighting in the space for the stairway?
There is an overhead light in the dormer right directly above the staircase.
Like a
And then
downlight?
there's 3 LED lights at the top of the landing on the 3rd story in the common space, along with the smoke detector there.
So Glenn, if there was going to be a variance for this, do we have to make mention of the sleeping rooms up there? Everything else is compliant. It's really just Appendix J for the tread depth to 8.5 potentially. Unless he's comfortable with 8.5 for a variance versus 9.
I would go with my inspector's call of 8 inches from toe to toe, and that's what was written into a document,
Okay.
not 8.5, but 8. And I feel comfortable with that. We have the existing building codes allows myself, if I felt it were too narrow, and trust me, I've been on very narrow stairs and required them to change them. I don't feel this is beyond that. While it doesn't meet the minimum code requirement, I don't believe it's unsafe.
Okay.
And the code being silent, I think that's something that, if you gentlemen feel that you can approve it, I'd be in favor of that.
And they have improved the headroom in the past, so they've made some improvements to the stairway that didn't affect the actual
Yes.
site itself.
That is correct.
Any other questions from the board?
And this whole process was done with permits, and in any of the rough inspections before, the stairs were not brought up. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So it was only after everything was done that the stairs became an issue.
Correct. It was actually in a housing inspection,
Okay.
and why, that is the reason it was originally attached to the housing side of it, but felt that this is the board that really needed to review it.
You have a motion?
Yep. I moved that in the matter of BBA 17-007, at 228 Packard Street, to approve following variance, that stairs to the 3rd floor be permitted to remain at existing depth of 8 inches, contrary to section R311.7.4.2, on the basis that the performance of this particular item or part of the building or structure with respect to which the variance is granted should be adequate for its intended use and shall not substantially deviate from performance required by the code of that particular item, and is granted at a minimum variance from the code only as necessary to alleviate the exceptional practical difficulty encountered, and further that the specific condition justifying the variance shall be neither so general nor recurrent in nature as to make an amendment of the code with respect to the condition reasonably practical or desirable.
We have a second?
I second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Any against? It passes. You'll be getting a letter from the building department in 30 days or something that grants you a variance for that.
May I ask a question? We had a temporary occupancy certificate. Isn't that now a permanent occupancy for all the bedrooms?
If there were no other violations that had to be re-inspected and this was the only thing, we can get that paperwork started too for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Old business, any old business items? None. New business items? None. A motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
We are adjourned. 1:49. Nice fast meeting.
Thank you, John. You were talking about that.
Like those.